Motivation is something I'm asked about quite a bit in the comments, and it's something I'm going to get at the other side of the intro. So without any further ado, let's go. Welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin Ain't Easy. And for those of you who've not watched my channel before, I'm a full-time eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Amazon reseller, and I do these videos to help bring my experiences, my advice, and things that I've learned through others, and I bring it back to you on this channel, and hopefully you can learn from those experiences. Before I begin, do me a favor, hit that like button. I'd very much appreciate that. That tells YouTube that I'm doing a good job on these videos. If this is something you enjoy watching, this type of video and this type of content, please hit that subscribe button. And of course, if you've already subscribed, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified when I make my next video or when I make a live stream video. So motivation, it's a topic that people ask me about quite often. A lot of times it's either through email or through the messages when you comment down below. And hopefully please do comment down below if you can relate to any of this content. But as far as motivation, you know, there's a lot of times where people just, for whatever reason, know they have to perform a certain task and they just rather do something else, and that particular task is just not something that they're looking forward to doing for whatever reason. And in the reseller world, you have a lot of different tasks that you have to handle, but what it seems to be in most cases for most people is the motivation to list, to get your listings done, and to take that time out of your day to photograph, to, in my situation, part of my process is to examine, test, to evaluate, to clean, in some cases, items. And that's just, and then of course the process of listing in itself is also something that people dread. And you know, it's one thing to tell people, you know, well, of course, this is your livelihood. If you don't have any other income, this is it. You have to get through those hurdles. But sometimes that's just not enough. A friend of mine that watches this channel, we had this discussion today about motivation. And, you know, you want to kind of look back at if you currently do have a 9-to-5 job, or if you had a 9-to-5 job and you're now doing this full time, look back at that 9-to-5 job and figure out, you know, well, what happens when you had to encounter something that you didn't want to deal with? How did you handle that? And for most of us, we did it, because if we didn't do it, we would be evaluated by our boss in some way, shape, or form, or our peers, and it didn't reflect well on us. Well, now that we don't have our boss, we don't have our peers, we encounter those same kind of things, aka listing. And in this case though, I mean, other than our significant other or spouse, family members that may be relying on us, we don't have anyone directly to report to. And when we fail to be motivated enough to list, we fail to do this consistently, you're only letting yourself down, you're letting your family down, but there's no one to nag you about it really, and to be on you about it, or to evaluate you because you didn't list 20 items today. I'm not a psychologist. I haven't played one on TV, and I haven't stayed in a Holiday Inn Express at any point in the last 5 years, but hopefully I can give you kind of some idea as to why this may be happening. And it's not just happening to you, it happens to me all the time. It's more of a mind over matter thing. Now for me, it's really not so much about motivation, because I'm listing all the time. I'm eBaying all the time. And for me, it's all about, because I'm so go, go, go. I have hobbies that I like to do. I have, of course, my eBay business that I do. I do the YouTube thing, which you're watching right now. And it's, of course, my family and friends. It's really, my life is is full. My life is full. And sometimes I put too much stuff on my plate, and I've got to find places to take bits and pieces of time, because you only have so much time in a day. And for me, that's a struggle. And it's not so much about motivation. It's more about time management and trying to figure out and how to work all that out. For you, it might be different. It might actually be a motivational issue. And I like to, when I wake up in a certain morning and I just don't feel like doing eBay, or, I'm just not feeling it, I have to think back at my old job, and I have to just think about what happens if I don't do X, Y, and Z today. And that's not to say you shouldn't take time off. There's times that I say, you know what, I'm not feeling it today. I'm going to do what I want to do today, but tonight when I get home, I'm going to step it up and make up for the time that I missed today. And that might be something that you can use when you're not feeling it at a certain time. Get out of your routine. And I know a lot of times people on these YouTube channels will tell you, stick to a certain routine every day, every day, every day. But we're not robots, okay? And if you try to hold yourself to the expectation of these YouTubers that are out here telling you what you should be doing, and it's not fitting you and your personality and what you want to do, because this whole gig that we're doing, I mean, this is our financial freedom. So you should have some say in your schedule and the things that you want to do. For me, if you just wake up in a certain mood one morning and just don't want to do it, go do something else. But make a promise to yourself that you're going to come back and do the listing when you're feeling more into it, and maybe work the night shift. We could do this anytime we want. We could do it at 2 in the morning. We could do it at 2 in the afternoon. That schedule's up to you. eBay does not penalize you if you decide one day, I just don't want to work this morning and I'd rather make my listings at night. It doesn't work that way. You can do whatever you want. This is your business. And if that's something that's going to work for you and help you be more motivated, it's something I would definitely recommend. Now, of course, if you look at our business in general, you never hear anyone say, you know what, I just wasn't motivated to go out and buy that pallet. I wasn't motivated to go to the yard sale this weekend. I mean, it's possible. I have never really heard that. The fun in this business is usually going out and sourcing. That's why a lot of us have, or in my case, you see these boxes, they're gone, had death piles. And we go out, we source, right? That's fun. Get that treasure. It's like buying a lottery ticket. You just don't know what you're going to end up with today. You bring it home and you just look at it. And then you wake up the next morning intending on listing all this stuff, and you just never get around to doing it. And so your motivation is causing big problems, because you're going to be demotivated when you have tons of stuff sitting around and you buy new stuff, and now you're just a hoarder more than a reseller. So it kind of all ties in together. I think sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves and try to figure out, maybe sit back and just think about why we're not motivated to perform a certain task. And I'll just use listing as I have in this video. I'll continue to use listing as the example, because that to me is the one problem that I see others having, most people having. Now, when I'm losing motivation, it's pretty much just doing eBay in general. It's not one particular task. Listing is not a problem for me. But I hear a lot of people, they have these goals of 10 to 20 listings and they just don't get it done. And in talking to my reseller friend, he had said, hey, I'm going to go home and get these listings knocked out. And he went home and watched the ball game. And, it's easy. It's easy to fall into that trap. But if by doing so, you're doing more damage to your eBay business than you even think. And you got to find a way to just put yourself back into that 9-to-5 mindset, as this is a task that I have to do every day. I need to find a way to do X, Y, and Z listings, whether it's 10 that you have set for yourself as a goal, or if you're really great at listing and you have a process in place and maybe you can do 50 plus a day. That's what you have to stick to, and you cannot let things get in the way of that. That'll help prevent these death piles, and it will definitely reflect in your results. I'm telling you. If you know, and it's easier said than done sometimes, but you really have to trick your mind into knowing that this is a task you have to perform, whether it's at 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. Get the listings done, guys. It's just boils down to that. And again, how do I get motivated? I look at my bank account, and I know that if I don't do this today, that bank account's going to go in the wrong direction. And if you're wealthy and you really do this for fun, well then, hey, knock yourself out. Don't do those listings. Go watch the ball game. Go do what you want to do. But for the rest of us, we really need to make sure that if we're not feeling it this morning, do it later today. But just make sure that we get it done. So guys, what do you think of the content? Please leave your comments down below. Let me know how you handle days when you're not motivated, and what are some things that you can share with others watching this video, and some tips and tricks that you can do. For me, my tip to you is, if you're not feeling it, do it later. But don't say, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Do it today. That's procrastination. We don't want that. But if I'm not feeling it this morning, maybe I woke up not feeling well, get yourself in the mindset to where, you know what, I'm going to do it this afternoon, and I'm going to spend the entire evening or whatever period of time getting this task done, because it's that important. And you have to place that same importance on these tasks as you did on your previous job. It's really that important. So guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I'm going to come out with another video here pretty soon in a couple days. But just remember, whether you're motivated or not, flipping ain't easy, and we will see you here really soon.